Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Governor Bevins signed Senate Bill 70 yesterday. We will have the details on the new law. And one fast food chain says a data breach affected some of its restaurants. We will tell you who was affected here in Kentucky. And football ticket sales are declining nationwide, but Kentucky football is going in the opposite direction.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 5:31 on Friday, May the 31st. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News this morning. Well, it was brought to my attention yesterday while I was out on my story that Brandon and I did not call yesterday, Friday Eve, at any point in the 2 hours that we were on air. So we deeply apologize for that. But we do bring you the good news that it is now officially Friday. And, Brandon, you're bringing with it some cool temperatures.
That's right. And I actually did call it once. But
you did?
It was kind of a severe weather alert day, so we were just trying, being a little bit more serious for that one. But, yes, I did say it once yesterday.
One time.
But it was kind of deep in the forecast, so I understand why they didn't catch it. But we appreciate that. I'm going to have to trademark that. I don't think I can trademark that. Let's get into it this morning. We see Buffalo Mountain pretty quiet this morning, a few clouds, and that's going to be the story of the day. Early today, I think those clouds will start to clear a little bit later on. US 119 up on top of Whitesburg Pine Mountain, all quiet this morning after some overnight rain. Here's the big story, the fog, and it is thick and dense this morning. So again, low beams, take your time across the region. Watch out for those school buses and just be careful. Temperatures in the low to mid 60s this morning, so kind of mild. So across the state, 60 in Paducah already, 59 in Cincinnati, 66 in the Tri-Cities. We haven't seen temperatures like these in quite some time, and guess what? They're only going to go lower as we head through the weekend. Chances for showers and storms, nothing severe today as temperatures climb to right around 74 this afternoon. Rest of the forecast on the way here in just a few minutes. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, Governor Bevins signed Senate Bill 70 yesterday. That bill is also known as the strangulation bill. The now new law makes the crime a felony. Several agencies in Fayette County worked on the passage of this bill, including the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office and other members of the Domestic and Sexual Violence Prevention Coalition. Strangulation often occurs between intimate partners and in sexual assault. Lawmakers are also hoping this bill will be a tool for the community to hold offenders accountable.
What this law does is it actually protects victims and will save lives, making sure that people are safe, that they have the opportunity to grow up, to raise families, to work, live here in this Commonwealth.
There's zero excuse for this. I mean, zero. There should be absolutely no tolerance whatsoever.
Efforts are currently underway to prepare to fully implement the law once it goes into effect in July. Meanwhile, Governor Bevins' running mate in this year's gubernatorial race, is Senator Ralph Alvarado, and he visited Johnson County on Thursday. We talked with him about a possible special session. He said they still lack the votes needed to pass legislation, but remain confident they will get it done, even as the July 1st deadline for quasi-governmental agencies' pension payouts gets closer.
We feel good about where we're at, and we think it's going to be a stark contrast. We think the folks in Eastern Kentucky are going to hear the presentation of both platforms, and I think it'll be an obvious choice to support Governor Bevin again.
Now, Alvarado says they will not call a special session without having the votes needed. Well, community members in Pineville are helping out hospital employees who have been in a tough position working without paychecks. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds talks to a doctor and business owner who are helping them get by.
Meeting basic needs became a struggle for employees at Southeastern Kentucky Medical Center.
We've had a lot of high and lows the last 8 weeks especially.
While driving past the hospital Wednesday and seeing nurses outside, Dr. Ronald Dubin says he felt he needed to help them out after hearing about the issues.
Imagine working for almost 2 months, I think 7 weeks, without a paycheck. I figured if they don't have a source of income, one of the most important things is food.
Dr. Dubin says he gave a $50 gift card to the more than 100 full-time employees to the stores. And Long's Pick Pack and Long's One and Up is matching Dr. Dubin's generosity.
I know it's a mere pittance. I know it's a lot of money. They can't live on that very long. But it's an appreciation from us for what they do.
As they help employees get back on their feet. In Pineville, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, the Pineville City Council members met yesterday afternoon at City Hall. Mayor Scott Maiden gave us a statement saying he hopes the issues are resolved soon. A Canadian company expanding to eastern Kentucky is now accepting applications. Dashcore needs a human resource manager, maintenance manager, and plant manager. The company is moving into an already existing building at Perry County's Coalfields Industrial Park. In the end, they hope to employ 250 people. The deadline to submit applications for the manager positions is June 3rd. Go to WYMT.com to learn how to apply. Their ultimate goal was to stop the e-cigarette problem in schools. And while their bill was defeated in the House, they still saw change to tobacco usage in Kentucky schools. And yesterday, they were honored for their efforts. I have more from the Jewel Breakers Day of Recognition. A cutout of Kentucky and the shot at $5,000.
That's amazing.
We were first introduced to the Jewel Breakers in February as they were working on Senate Bill 218.
Yeah, exciting. These kids were crucial, really, in trying to get some more awareness on the vaping problems we have in our schools.
Thursday, the 9 students were honored for their work in opening up the eyes of the Kentucky State Legislature to an issue that directly affects them.
When you start producing cotton candy flavor products, tutti frutti flavored products, you're not addressing the issues of a 50 or 60-year-old male who's trying to come off of his tobacco use. You're clearly advocating to a younger generation.
While these students did not see their bill pass, they did play a vital role in getting another tobacco bill across the finish line.
It's been really stressful and nerve-wracking the whole way. It's been a lot of hard work. Yeah, it's been really exciting too.
The expectation is Senate Bill 218 will be revived in the next session. And as they head back to fight for it, they have a message for those who doubted them. Because as the old saying goes, be the change you want to see in the world. And they are doing just that. The tobacco bill was House Bill 11, and it leaves it up to the school districts to set their own no tobacco policy. A consumer alert to pass along to you this morning. Rally's says a data breach affected some of its restaurants. 3 restaurants in Kentucky were hit. 2 of those locations are in central Kentucky. 1 is closer to Cincinnati. People with Rally's say someone installed malware on some of its cash registers. The location on Richmond Road in Lexington was hit between April 18th and the 19th of this year. Data at the locations in Winchester and Erlanger was exposed between October of last year and this past April. If you ate at one of these restaurants, the company suggests that you double check your statements and request a credit report. Football ticket sales are declining nationwide, but Kentucky football is not seeing that trend. UK season ticket sales have already surpassed last year's totals. As of yesterday, Kentucky has sold more than 30,000 season tickets. It's up about 400 tickets compared to last year. Season tickets are still available. You can get them on UK Football Tix, that's TIX.com. They start at $280 a piece. May 30th marks 17 years since the formal end of recovery efforts after the 9/11 terrorist attacks. To mark the occasion, the 9/11 Memorial Glade opened in New York Thursday. The new memorial focuses on those who became ill because of recovery efforts at Ground Zero. Hundreds of thousands of people became sick and some even died after breathing in toxins from the site of the attack. The search continues this morning for a missing 71-year-old man from Mingo County. A silver alert was issued for Jimmy Murphy. He has been missing since Wednesday night after he went out for an ATV ride and never came back. Crews began searching for him Wednesday night and found his four-wheeler near Sprigg Golf Course off Route 49 in the Matawan area of Mingo County. His family's worried about his health since he hasn't had his medication.
Like he's got to take medicine for it, or he's got to drink constantly. Like he thirsts to death, and that medicine, he has to have it.
Make that mate one, my apologies. Police say Murphy has blue eyes and weighs about 200 pounds. He was last seen wearing camo print pants, a flannel jacket, a t-shirt, and boots. Anyone with information on where he could be should call West Virginia State Police. Deputies with the Wise County Sheriff's Office are asking for your help to find the man suspected of stealing a Camaro from the CNW Regional Waste Treatment Authority in Coburn, Virginia. According to a Facebook post from the department, a man left the treatment facility in a 1992 Rally Sport green Camaro. Anyone with information is asked to call the Wise County Dispatch at 276-328-3756. Yesterday, Laurel County deputies arrested 5 people off Robert E. Cox Road. When deputies got to the apartment complex, they learned a man allegedly pushed a woman down multiple steps. She was taken to the hospital for treatment. Now, they also learned there had been yelling and screaming and found that they both believed to be on meth. Deputies arrested Richard A. Bush, Tiffany Maureen Broll, Stacy Marie Wilson, Michael Keith Combs, and Crystal G. Vaughn. This week, the Plugged In movie review crew takes on Godzilla.
It's going to feel like we're going back in time with the temperatures this weekend and the first of next week. I'll tell you how long our cool down will last in about 3 minutes.